there's a classic example there of an indication of that your top seal's off. And first thing that gives it away is, although this has been weed sprayed, your mosses, that's all moss there that's sitting there. Now Mother Nature in her wisdom, this soil hasn't got enough guts in it, or enough air in it, or enough organic matter, so the only plant that grows there is a moss. So that's the simple, when you start seeing that going in there, that's low aeration. People say it's low, not enough calcium, but it's not. The best moss I've ever seen grows on the back of concrete on the wet side of the house, so, and that's made of lime. Yep. So if we take our slating off of the surface, there's that slate I was telling you about, and how hard that is. Now that is quite hard, and it takes a lot of pressure just to break that. Air can't get in there. How are we going to get moisture and all that? This needs to be broken up like that, and then apply the compost, and it'll fall around all these cracks, and now you've got it in the ground, and that's how you start rebuilding soils. No biology, no moisture, no plants growing with a root mass, only a little wee piece of moss growing on, and that's almost like a rock. Feel that?
Yeah.
Just feel how hard it is.
Yeah, very hard.
Right?
Yeah.
And it will break. But you see there's no aeration holes in there.
Right.
So that's easiest way. Always look at going down your headland, and you start seeing that, and you start seeing it in the row. It's very hard on stones, but in clay soils you see it all the time.
So how do we open that soil up in a commercial sense? Obviously we can't go around with a pocket knife and dig through the
Can, but you've got to have a big family, mate.
Yeah.
Look, the best way, it is extremely hard and stony soil, so you've got to sort of forget about that and utilise the capture of the stones, which they've done here, and it's worked very, very well. Very happy with that. If you're in loamy soils and clay soils like this, there's machinery that you can go run down the side, and they only need to scarify the surface. And once again, it shows you exactly here. If it's broken and you only need the top, too many people go too deep. You know, it's most of it is only around about that surface, 25 mils max, and you've just got to open the surface, crack the surface. Now there are contractors now that are catching on to all of this and understanding the importance of organic matter, that they'll go along and they have a tool that'll run down the side and it'll do that row and that row, and they'll just open up one side and then come down the others. And what you're doing when you do open the ground up is you're now allowing that air to get through there, most critical. And then when we're going through our process, that's another cost that you've got on, but it is really, these guys can do quite a few hectares in an hour. And remembering we're only targeting that little area. So it's only 300 off the vine, that's all we need. You should be doing both sides. If you're only doing one, you would only be putting compost on one side. So theoretically you want the compost over the weed spray strip, because that's all we're dealing with really, is the weed spray strip, is across the weed spray strip. So yes, open it up. These guys can go pretty quickly, they're all driven. So there's a number of machinery out there that'll do that. Growers will make them, I've seen them make them. They've just got a bar with a couple of little tines in the back, and they just open that surface up. And that's pretty much all you need.